Welcome to the Sleep Library channel where stories come to life. We bring you enchanting tales from around the world, classic fairy tales, original stories, and timeless fables that spark imagination and wonder. Whether you're here for bedtime stories or just to enjoy a good tale, you're in the right place. So make yourself comfortable, hit that subscribe button, and let's begin our storytelling adventure together. And that's our story for today. Let us know in the comments what stories you'd like to hear next. Don't forget to like and share with fellow story lovers. And we'll see you in the next chapter of yours channel, The Sleep Library.
In a popular neighborhood on the outskirts of New York City, an old building stands as a silent witness to decades of horror. Once an architectural masterpiece in the 1980s, the 8-story, 4-story building is now a ghost-like structure with cracked walls and peeling paint. The 20 residents who still struggle to live here know the truth. For at least 5 years, the building has been plagued by strange phenomena. Doors open and close by themselves in the last third of the night. Faucets on the 7th floor open by themselves, spurting out rusty-colored water. Corridor lights dim and light up. Heavy footsteps echo through the empty hallways. But the night that changed everything was the rainy night of October 14th. Heavy raindrops pounded against the building's windows like the drums of war. The clock struck 2:47 a.m. when the 4th-floor residents heard the first scream. "No! Leave me! He's here!" A hoarse male voice came from apartment 15. The apartment that had been locked since the infamous murder 10 years earlier. Exactly 3 minutes later, they heard the sound of a body falling to the floor, followed by a woman's loud laughter that broke the silence of the night. When the terrified residents emerged from their apartments, they found the door to apartment 15 was locked as it had been. A large pool of water in the hallway, despite no leaks. A strong chlorine smell pervaded the space. Long scratches on the wall adjacent to the apartment. A week after the incident, the apartment owners met in the administration room. Lily, the 30-year-old interior designer who lived in 301, was the most adamant of them. "This isn't a dream. There's something wrong with this building." After a heated discussion, they agreed to spend $2,000 on a comprehensive surveillance system that included 4 outdoor cameras, main entrance, parking lot, back staircase, rooftop, 8 indoor cameras, reception lobby, each floor, 2 terabyte digital video recorder. Security monitors in the guardroom. The technicians finished work before midnight. The 55-year-old guard in Bamako sat intently watching the screens. At exactly 3 a.m., in a very cold climate, the first malfunctions occurred. Camera 5 on the 4th-floor corridor began to blur. The light in the corridors began to increase and decrease. Then, the tall man suddenly emerged from apartment 15. The details of his appearance were terrifying. A long black coat from the 1980s. A dirty white shirt with brown stains. Black dress pants. Shiny black shoes. Fingerless hands severed at the joints. But the most terrifying thing was his face. Sunken, completely black eyes. An unnaturally elongated mouth. Pale, grayish skin. A long scar stretching from the forehead to the chin. When the ghost moved, the guard noticed. The cameras overlapped the images. The motion cameras only captured him every 3 seconds. The recorded audio contained disturbing frequencies. Sam, a graduate student in history, began his research by the municipal archives. He found the complete crime file and the university library. Old newspapers from 2013 with interviews with former residents. He discovered that the victim, Harrison, was a wealthy businessman in his 1940s, married with 2 children, murdered on the night of October 14, 2013. The body was found with its fingers and eyes cut off. But the surprise was: 1. His wife disappeared after the crime. 2. The police never found the perpetrator. 3. The apartment had not been rented since the incident. In a narrow alley in the old city lives the fortune teller Micho, 80 years old. When she heard the story, she took out a black stone from under her pillow, and a glass vial containing a red liquid, and a collection of small bones. After a strange ritual, she said, "The man you see is no ordinary ghost. He is trapped between worlds because his body was not properly buried. His soul is tainted with a desire for revenge, and there is a secret to the manner of his death." She gave Sam a spell written in blood on a deer hide and a vial of black oil with a warning: "If you fail, you will be the next victim." On a cold night with a dark sky and light rain, Sam prepared 6 small cameras in each corner of the corridor, a digital voice recorder, 2 UV lamps, and, importantly, the spell and oil. At 3 a.m., the signs began. The temperature dropped to 5 degrees, and the smell of rotting flesh pervaded the walls. A faint, breathing sound began to sound in the corridor walls. At 3:30 a.m., the ghost appeared. This time, his eyes were watering with a sticky black substance, his breath was visible as thick white smoke, and bloody footsteps appeared behind him. Sam began to feel intense fear and a chill run down his spine, but he remembered the fortune teller's words: "It's either you or him." He began reciting the spell in a muttered, terrified voice. With each word of the spell, the building shook like an earthquake. The windows broke from the inside out. Electrical wires spontaneously ignited. A woman's screaming sounded from apartment 15. And at the last word, the ghost exploded like a balloon filled with blood, with a black liquid covering the walls. Door 15 slammed shut with a shocking force. Sam, however, could not believe what he had witnessed as the terrifying moments continued. He remained shocked and scared throughout the night. In the morning, the digital cameras were damaged, and apartment 15 was locked with 3 rusty chains. The residents were not welcome. But the small recording Sam had made showed the ghost melting in reverse, a human hand emerging from the door, pulling him inside, and a female voice whispering, "The return is near." A month later, Sam had moved on from the intense fear and scenes he had experienced that night. But on the final night, he heard whispers from inside the wall, saw a shadow standing in the corner of the room, and found a bloody handprint on his bag. And in the old building, even today, the 7th-floor faucets turn themselves on every week. The new surveillance cameras sometimes capture a shadow in the hallways. On rainy October nights, residents hear women's laughter. But the dangerous thing is that after several quiet weeks, while inspecting the building, especially apartment 15, the guard found an anonymous note written in blood on the door: "He will return."